Blessings. This is Apostle Lisa Biggers, your deliverance coach. I want to remind you that his hand is upon you. You got to begin to understand, if God woke you up this morning, his hand is on you. It may look dreary. It may look dark. It may seem as if you can't feel him. You can't see him. You don't see a way out. But can I tell you to believe again? Can I tell you to hope again? The Bible began to say in Romans 4 that Abraham, when he didn't have any hope, he hoped against hope. You got to be reminded that God is a spirit and that God don't minister to you through your flesh, but he ministered to you through his word. And this is where you got to find, if you just find one good scripture and you hold on to that scripture and you keep meditating, you keep speaking on that scripture, you keep standing on that scripture. The Bible say that we must walk by faith and not by sight. So you got to know, child of God, that you know what, you can't go by what you're looking at. What you're looking at is a smoke stream. And this is where the enemy wants you to get moved by what you see. This is where you got to break covenant with what you see, and you got to prophesy what God's word says about your situation. If you are indeed a child of God, you got to tell yourself, God's hand is on me, and that my situations and circumstances, it does not mean that God is not God in my life. This is where I may have made some wrong choices. I may have hooked up with the wrong people, but I want to tell you, it's okay to start over again. This is a new beginning, and you got to know that God's hand is on you, and I just need you to prophesy, and I need you to trust God. I need you to tell God, lead and guide me. Show me which direction I need to go. Show me what the people who you need to connect me with that's going to help me. This is where you need to give your life, give your situation back to the Lord, and don't let your feelings get in the midst of this. This is where you got to trust God when you can't feel it. You got to trust God when you don't see him. And I'm telling you, watch God do what he said he's going to do. God did not leave you. He said, didn't I tell you I would never leave you nor forsake you? He said, didn't I tell you that I will be with you always, even when your mother and your father is not here? I will be here with you, because God is a spirit. And so many times we say, I feel alone, because he's not a human being. He's a spirit. So this is where you got to have a knowing of who he is. So child of God, be encouraged and be reminded that God's hand is on you. And you got to remind yourself, God's hand is on me. I love you with the love of the Lord. Be blessed.